Welcome to Triangle BNI. Today's show is brought to you by Simply Done Concierge. What is it, December 4th today? So that means we got a lot of stuff going on. You're not the holidays, may or may not have families coming in. You may have to travel. So you need to be able to do two or three things at once. The team at Simply Done Concierge can help you do that. If you go to simplydoneconcierge.com, put a note in there. We'll ask you a couple of questions. Put a note in there on how we can help you. Team will get back with you. I know we'll be able to help and make your holidays a lot less stressful. Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Manning. Each week, we bring you a local small business success story. If you're not familiar with BNI, it is Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. And our little slice of heaven here in the Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and the surrounding towns. Each week, 33 chapters, about 665 members get together, and our goal is to help each other grow our business. And today's local success story is me because struck out on a couple of guests. People had things going on, but not a problem. But it's a good chance to talk about a number of topics that I enjoy working with folks on. I'm a business coach by trade. Love working with folks on focusing on why you do what you do and kind of why you spend your money and your time where you do. So if you're not familiar with BNI, it is a seat-specific networking organization. So I've been in a chapter before as a business coach. There's no other business coach in there. But what I have in there are anywhere from 20 to 40 other sales professionals and business owners in there trying to help me grow my business. So I've got marketers, realtors, plumbers, painters, all kinds of things like that. And one of the things about BNI, there is an investment. There is accountability, which I love. It's $594 a year. And there are weekly meetings, which I love. But my question to everybody is, what are you investing or how are you investing in your business to grow it? Or if you don't have a business or if you don't own the business, but you are a sales professional or you are trying to grow a book of business, how are you investing into that so you can grow that? We have many things we talk about in BNI, givers gain. I think you'll know that in your life. Wherever you volunteer and give time, it comes back to you. It may take a month, may take 2 months, but it always comes back to you. And so we're big with that in BNI as well. So relationships are what grow businesses. If we meet each other and one of us becomes a client of the other and we keep delivering for that person, they're likely going to stay on as a client, right? Some people, if you hire me to do whatever and then you find somebody else that can do it $15 cheaper just because you are price conscious, hey, go for it. Some people do, some people don't. We talk about this a lot in the insurance world. And we've had several property and casualty insurance agents on here. And we talk a lot about auto and home insurance. And some people call up and say, what's your lowest price? What's the bare minimum I need? Because by the laws of the state of North Carolina, you have to have a minimum amount of coverage for your car and your home. Now, that doesn't properly cover your car and your home, but you may not be interested in it. So again, what's the investment in what I'm what I want to do to help grow my book of business? So we talk about investments a lot in BNI with time and money. And the best analogy we can give people is it's like a gym. So who here has bought a gym membership and probably didn't activate it? Years ago, I did. I think it was it Planet Fitness, US something? It was way back when. And it was like $8 a month. Well, I figured $8 a month, what the heck? Well, I wasted 96 bucks there. Hardly ever went. So what are your gym membership, your phone plan? You have a phone plan for data or coverage or insurance and things like that, but do you use it? You have it, so why not use it? It's like with BNI, you go to a meeting every week, you got these other 25 people there. Why are you not telling them what you want or who you want to meet? So a lot of today we're going to talk about is not a 100% BNI sales pitch, but just kind of in life a little bit with business and with money. Where are we spending it and why? Do you have a maintenance plan on your house? HVAC unit, maybe you're on a maintenance plan and they come out twice a year. You pay however much money a month, and they'll come out twice a year and check it. They may call you, they may not call you, but are you calling them? So you're investing in this, but are you activating? Are you activating it to the point where you can grow stuff? So, self-help book. Anybody else bought one? I'm slightly guilty. So in the past, I bought one, never read it, never used it. I also bought one, read it, but didn't apply it. So I lose both ways. So time and money, what are we looking to do that on? And not, I know you've been in BNI before. I think everything starts with the elevator pitch. Kind of like if you're trying to convince a friend to do something. Oh, hey, there's this great new restaurant or this great new movie, or have you tried this? Have you tried that? We join BNI, and each week we do an elevator pitch. Depending on the size of the group, it's anywhere from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And do I tell you exactly what I do, or do I explain to you the benefits of what I do? So I come to Amnon Studio every week, and I literally sit down and start talking because those were the benefits I needed. I think we're going on 4 years, aren't we? I think so, at least three. Yeah.
Oh, more than that.
Five? Do we go back to 2018? We probably do. So I called a friend of mine, Jim Bowdish, financial advisor with Edward Jones. Amnon and I both know Jim. And I told him what I was trying to do. I wanted to do a talk show because I like talking and I like interviewing because I'm curious. I like to know other people's lives. I know what mine is like. I want to hear about yours. So I told Jim what I wanted to do, and he said, call Amnon. And I said, why? Jim and I have known each other since 1975. We both grew up here. He said, hey, dummy, call Amnon. I have zero technical, well, no, I have about 3% technical skill. Being generous. I have 1% interest to learn more technical skills, which is the most important thing. So I needed a place to come and sit down and start talking and let everyone else, somebody else hit record and do this and do that. And that's the benefit for me doing this show out of Amnon's studio. I show up, he does all the work. It's great.
And we
Right?
started July 2018.
Yeah. Okay. So 5.5 years.
Yep.
Wow. And thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate it. Hope you're entertained every week. I know I am. I enjoy. Again, I just love hearing other people's stories. So could I have done this out of my house with on Zoom with decent audio, but none of the production skill? Yeah. To get the right sound, I probably would have had to gone into my closet, put stuff on the walls, hang clothes up on the side of the wall because you don't want to say something and it reverberates back to you. That much I know. So all around his studio, there are these baffles that grab the sound and they don't throw it back in. That's the easy technical term of what that is, right? So could I have done that? Yes. Would I have been interested in doing that? Yeah, maybe. Would the show have been anywhere near as good? Absolutely not. So that was the benefit. I wasn't buying a studio. I wasn't even renting anybody who has a studio. I was buying somebody who would do the work I can't won't do. And that's what Amnon does. He's a technical whiz. A lot of you guys listen to him on Sunday morning, so you know he knows his stuff. But we don't talk about the benefits enough because that's what we buy. Last week, no, 2 weeks ago. When was Thanksgiving? 2 weeks ago. Yeah. My side of the family rented a beach house. We had 20 people there, and on Wednesday we hired a photographer to come take family pictures. And we did not. We hired a photographer because that was the vessel our benefits came in. what we bought were memories in pictures. That's what we bought. Because now, because I've got pictures of, there were all 20 of us there. Then we have pictures of my family, my wife and I, two sons, two daughters in law, three grandkids. Then we had pictures of me and my wife, Becky, and the three grandkids. And then I got a picture of me and my brother and my sister. And then I got pictures of the three of us with our spouses. That's what we bought. We bought the memory. So now when I have that picture, I know exactly when and where it was. So did I hire a photographer? Yeah, because that's who did it. But the benefit was I've got these pictures forever because they're digital. I'm learning. I was laughing with this the other day. Who was I was talking on the phone with somebody about pictures, and she said, "Hey, remember those photo albums we used to keep back in the?" And I'm like, "Yeah." My mom. So this had to have been 30 years ago. I'm 62, so this easily had to be. My mom had a photo album that she gave mine to me, my brothers to him, my sisters to her. It was just pictures of us growing up, and to the age of, I was 30-ish around, and that was cool. But I don't look at that photo album. I think I know where it is. Don't tell anybody if I don't. But I have on my phone 200 pictures of my family, my grandkids, my friends, and events that we've gone. So that's what I bought with the photo.
Where else are these photos?
They should be uploaded in the cloud, and I'm working on it. Again, not a
You see,
technical guy.
I always think about it. I don't take many photographs on the phone.
Okay.
And even if I do, I mean, I don't take many photographs, but when I do, I right away put them on the computer.
Yes.
I transfer the computer.
Yes.
Ones that I want to show people, I print. Yeah, I have a color printer. But the point is, if you sit together, family gathering, and you're looking at the album, you can't do that with a phone. You know what happens?
Correct.
Oh, somebody pressed that key.
Yeah.
Did you delete that? Did you,
You mean with these two big thumbs?
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. So, I mean, we're digressing, but
Yes.
printing it, what your mom did with the album is great because you can sit and you can have people
Love it.
around
Yep.
you
Love it.
and you flip it and they see this and they see have it on the phone too, so you
Yeah.
can show somebody and brag when you're away.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as I listen
So
to you
anyway.
say that, it's kind of like reading a newspaper versus reading the article on the internet or a book, reading a book, right?
No, but you see, those
Yeah.
things you do by yourself.
Well, or to kids or grandkids. You can sit there, two people can look at a book. I
Yes.
get your point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But could we look at on my phone and could I read a book to one of my grandkids? It would lose because there's no pictures for them to touch or point at. Yeah.
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 And
That
if
would-
they did that, something would happen.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know,
Who
and-
knows?
yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. So
Anyway.
the point on that is though, if you have a business or you're trying to grow a book of business and you do sales calls, you call on people, even let's just start with all the people you know, friends, family, business acquaintances. Do they know the benefits of what you do? And again, the benefit of me coming in here has nothing to do with technology. Absolutely nothing. It has to do with I don't have to do it. That's the benefit. I go to my chiropractor. I've told this story over and over again. Two things. One is not that she needs my permission, but Dr. Ashley can work anywhere in the triangle she wants. I go to her. So how many clients do you have that will follow you anywhere? And the second thing is, I know she aligns my spine. I know she eliminates most of my pain, but I'm 62. All the pain's not going to go away, right? Much as I hope, even with a good muscle relaxer, although those are very good. But I digress. But what she does is allows me to hold my grand. So Oliver's 5 and coming up on 5.5. I don't pick him up much anymore. Maggie is 15 months. Hold her all the time. I got a good picture. And then Cortland is 11 months. 10 months. Hold her all the time. When we were together at the beach for Thanksgiving, I got my favorite picture of me holding both of them finally. Got them together. Great picture. Love it. Right. But that's what Dr. Ashley does for me, because after I spend time with the grandkids, I go see her and she rearranges and reroutes everything so I can function. Right. That's the benefit of the chiropractor. I know what she's supposed to do. I know what her skill set is. I know what chiropractors do. That's not why I go to them. I don't go to them to walk around like, hey, my spine is straighter this week. No, I go to her so I can tell people about all the great times I had with my grandkids, because that's what I want to tell people about, and that's what I want to do. So what are your benefits of doing business with you? And that's what we talk about in BNI a lot. So if you have a business, usually you're helping people with money and or time. So if you can save somebody money, that's a good thing. Like our sponsor of the show, Simply Done Concierge. They give people time back. Now, put a price on your time, your hourly rate. What do you charge to do whatever? How'd you like to have 2 more of those hours back every week? Right? I come in here, if I did this out of my house,
You would spend a few hours, yeah.
I would. I would have to learn Amnon, because when he says, are you ready? And I say yes, he pushes, I think, about 6 or 7, 8 buttons to record something here, stream it here. I would have to not do all of that, folks. I would have to learn all of that. And I'm just not wired to do that. I just don't want to do that. And I knew if I wanted to do a show like this, I had to find a place I could walk in and sit down. Now, I pay Amnon. Let's see, it's got 2 commas in it. I pay him immensely, but
so what you're talking about is that, yes, when you are trying to tell somebody, here's something that I would recommend. You don't just say, I mean, like Jim did it because he didn't know anything about it. He just told you, go see Amnon.
Yeah.
But he knew what I was doing.
He had the relationship with you.
Right.
And he trusted you, and I knew Jim, and I trusted Jim. I didn't have to ask any more questions. I called Amnon.
Right.
I didn't need to know anymore.
And that's one of the beautiful things about BNI, that the people that you meet through BNI are people that it's sort of like they already got vetted by other people, by a bunch of people.
Yep.
And when you hear that, hey, go talk to this, you know that you're okay. And when you give that advice to somebody, you feel good that they're not going to come back and say, you screwed me.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't happen, it could happen, but it's in most cases, you see something on next door or whatever and say, hey, this handyman is great. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how to sell it.
Yeah.
And by saying that, by knowing, you can do it better. You don't just say, go see Amnon now. If you had to tell somebody who wants to do it, you would tell them why.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the selling that I was thinking.
The how and the why is, that's what we purchase. So if you want to get, let's say you wanted to buy a Tesla, all right? The why is probably going to be vanity, because it's not a budget conscious car, and it's electric. And I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not stepping on a soapbox there, but we buy the how and the why, because there's other nice cars out there, not a problem. But that's what we're buying. Why am I buying a Tesla? Because I want to brag to my buddies, I got money to buy a Tesla. That's why I'm buying a Tesla, right? So when you talk about your business, what's the how and the why? Why should we, so let's go back to Jim and Amnon. The ultimate, in my mind, if you're a business professional, the ultimate compliment you can get is just call Amnon. And I knew Jim well enough, I did not need to ask any more questions. Who is he? How long have you known him? I didn't give him the 3rd degree, not like a blind date. What's he like? What does he do? How long has he been doing it? Is he trustworthy? Didn't need to ask any of that, because I trusted Jim. So go back, again, if you're in the business world, Let's spend some time here to ramp up for January. So make a list of the people you know and deal with on a regular basis because they got to know you. And write down there how well do they know you. Would they say call Amnon, but, or call Amnon, but ask him this, you know? So how many people that you're connected with in your world, your center of influence, your power team, whatever you call that, how many of them refer you that way? Just call Mike. How come? Just call him, you will get your answer. Or do they say, well, call Mike. There's a couple other people I like to, I'll give you 3 names. But how many people do you deal with that have that confidence in you that you are their first or second referral when somebody says, hey, I want to do my own talk show. And did Jim have 3 other names? He might have one, maybe. He didn't give them to me, right? He gave me one. So think about the depth of your relationships. Also, all these people you know, do they know the benefits of doing business with you? One of the stories I tell, I do a lot of training in BNI with individual members and chapters. And there's a guest on the show a long time ago, Herschel Pleasant. He's a commercial real estate. Could I tell you that Herschel's been doing this 13 years and he's good? Yes. Could I tell you that he's one of the best people I've met? Yes. But that's not a solution to anybody's problem. But when I refer Herschel out, and he is the very first commercial realtor I refer out, he had a client come to him before COVID, so whenever that was, and Herschel had to negotiate with 5 different municipalities to get that deal done. Now, if you need a commercial realtor, what more do you need to know? Oh, by the way, the deal closed. And I saw Herschel a couple of months ago, said, give me an update on that client. He goes, yeah, he came back to me last year and bought a property about 3 times as big. What more do you need to know? Right? Again, good guy, super good guy. Is he good at what he does? Yeah. But that's not a solution to your problem. You want to know somebody that can deliver for you. So when you talk about who you are and your company and what you do, that's what people want to hear. That's the investment somebody's going to put into you, into hiring you. Because could you Google Raleigh business coaches and find 80 different names? Absolutely. You could have 2 phone calls by 5 o'clock today set up. Not a problem. Now, would you know them? Don't know. But if a good friend of yours referred me to you, that's all you need to know, right? I would hope that I would have delivered so much for your friend or contact. So we need to think about, are we doing that for our folks as well? Again, going back to the photographer, we bought memories. Just happened to be in the form of a photographer and his wife showing up with a camera. They were wonderful. After we did all the family photos out on the deck, which, by the way, I don't know when you and your spouse, family, loved ones go to the beach. I like being at the beach. My wife loves being on the beach. A little cold to be on the beach, but when we get our chances to go to the beach, she will lay out there for 16 hours on the beach, not a problem. I'm happy to sit on the deck and watch the beach go by and all the people and laughing, things like that. Anyway, then when we were done, we all went back in the main room there, and we all just kind of sorted ourselves out, talking with whoever, and they walked around and just took candid shots of family and friends talking. Grabbed a couple of those. I didn't have my cousin, Ron, who I see lives in Atlanta about once a year. I didn't have a picture with him talking to my brother. Now I do. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to collect pictures like that. I may not get another one of the two of them together, but I got it. And again, that's what we're buying. We're buying the benefit. That's why we bought it. I want those pictures forever and ever. So if you network somewhere, why do you network there? Okay. So what's What's the return? We talk about return on investment. I don't want to get into a bunch of phrases here, but what are you getting out of it? Did you activate that? Are you part of a chamber? Are you part of an online group? Are you part of this, that, and the other? Are you activating those, or do you just, yeah, because we all waste money. We all waste money. So yeah, I signed up for that, but I'm sure I've signed up for two or three things for my car. I don't think I know that I could have gone to those people and saved money on rotating tires or whatever it is. But what are you activating in your business life and personal too? We talk about the gym. We talk about self-help books. We talk about getting better because I think it's safe to say most of us talk about it. I think it's safer to say fewer of us do something about it. Let's go back to the home and auto insurance agent. They sell peace of mind. Just comes in a piece of paper called your insurance policy. So this was again, let me go back before COVID. I bought, I'm a, I'm not a nerd, but I love a good minivan. We laughed about this over Thanksgiving. I'd give me a minivan. Neither of my daughters-in-law who have kids want a minivan. And I said, great. Then you two save your money and buy me one. You're not going to buy one for yourself. Love minivans. I got room to carry anything I want, and I sit up high. Right? I didn't grow up a car guy, so there's no cars driving, going down the roads like, oh, I got to have it. Love a minivan, right? So I bought this minivan before COVID, whenever that was. And one night, I'd had the thing 2 months. And one night I was driving through a neighborhood to get out onto 540. And this was about 8 o'clock at night. It was dark. A couple of kids just horsing around, joy riding through the neighborhood. They ran their stop sign and T-boned me. The police officer who shows up at scenes like this told me they're going about 35 miles an hour when they T-boned. Well, I've never been in a vehicle when the airbag was deployed. That'll scare you. I thought I hit something because all of a sudden it's in your face. You can't see anything. I thought I hit something. Well, here's what I didn't do, folks, is I didn't buy GAP insurance, GAP, because I bought a used car. Got at the dealership. I got a good deal on the van. Very pleased with it. Did my homework on the van, not on GAP insurance. He goes, you want GAP insurance? I'm like, nothing's going to happen to me, right? Until I got T-boned. Cost me $5,000. Right? I had to replace my van. Here's what I bought mine for. Here's what insurance gave me. That's about a $5,000. Actually, no, 3,800. Sorry, not five. $3,800 difference, right? Because I didn't buy gap insurance. What was gap insurance? Peace of mind, which I didn't have, but I didn't know I didn't have it until I needed it. So again, insurance is peace of mind. Investing money, peace of mind. I've got this money set aside. My financial advisor knows what to do with it. We've talked about it. I've told them our plan is to retire at 55, at 65, set money aside for whoever, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's your plan, but that's what they provide is peace of mind. Again, money, time, technology. I know, I think I'm safe in saying Apple users love Apple. New gadgets, new things. Most of them do, but they keep buying Apple products. Right. I don't. I have an Android. I am that guy. So we have a family text chains on my side of the family and my wife's side. Well, there's some neat comments people make, and I see this popped up. Oh, Amnon loved this. Well, Mike can't love that because Mike has an Android, but Mike doesn't care. I don't care. There's like 8 things I need a phone to do, and my Android does it. I'm good with that. But people buy the how and the why. Yeah. No, he did. I'm like, well, but he's a sales. He may have. Let me say that. He may have. I guess I assumed I had it on my insurance, which I did not. And I don't even know if it's standard on insurance coverages. But now I know if I ever, all the people I tell, if you buy a used car and they ask you to buy that gap insurance, it would have cost me like $120, if that. Peace of mind cost me $3,800 in the end. Oh, I now I know that. Yeah. I'd never heard of gap insurance prior to that, and I thought, what? Right? We all do that. That's not going to happen to me. Not going to happen. Don't worry about it until it does. And so, but that's what you are selling is your benefit because we spend so much time. Hey, let me show you this gadget. It's got 48 things, of which 29 of them I can't pronounce, and the other 19 I've never heard of. But what they don't tell you is what it does because of what you want it to do, right? So if you have a product or a service, tell people basically how it's going to make their life better. My life is better because I walk into here every Monday at 10:40 or so, 10:45 in the morning, and I sit down. I ain't got a worry in the world because in a few minutes I just get to talk, and I don't have to push a button. I don't have to record anything. I don't have to link it up with whatever. Yep. 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 Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. If he would have said, Mike, uh, if you wreck your car tomorrow, uh, you're going to be out about 3 grand, maybe more. And this costs 120 bucks. I'm like, I'm already paying, was it 15, 16,000 then or whatever the price was. I would, if somebody had explained it to me that way, yeah, I'm going to spend 120 to save 3 grand. Do that all day long. That's a good investment.
Yep.
But yeah, he, I guess and again, not knocking him, not,
And that's
but
again how you sell your
But that was a
businesses
checklist. He
and your
went he was
product.
going down the list.
Yeah.
We need this. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? No, no, no. Okay, maybe that, but I probably signed up for the free oil change, but not the gap insurance. Again, a lot of fun, not real bright sometimes.
Well,
But we're worse when we're a consumer. Again, now I tell all my friends, do not leave a used car lot without gap insurance. Don't ask me if I didn't do that, but now I know that. I can tell you that. But you, as an expert in your field, can tell people the why. And that's what I would. That's what I should have bought was the why, because it'll save you X amount of money.
yep. Yep.
And we all get it wrong initially when we stand up and we want to brag about our company. We do these 14 things. Nope, not today. I don't need 14. Here's what I need. Do you do it? And if you do it, how do you do it? And how's it going to make? Because at the end of the day, when you buy a product or you hire something, you do something, it's not life or death, but is it going to make your life better? So let's go back to your HVAC maintenance. They say, Mr. Manning, we're going to be out once a quarter to check on your HVAC unit. You don't need to call us. We've got you scheduled. So it's good now, when they come out once a year, we're switching from AC to heat. And once a year, we're switching from heat back to AC. I need somebody who knows what they're doing. That's what I'm buying. That's what I'm buying. That's a great why. Why are you buying that? Because I'd forget about it. When's the last time everybody changed their air filters in their house? Not calling anybody out. I finally wrote it down. We have one of those dry erase boards on the refrigerator. And I write down when I put them in there because otherwise I'd forget about it. I'm not, if it's left to us, I'm probably going to forget about it. But if you got something that's very important to your house, which is your HVAC unit for your spouse and or your kids, in-laws that live with you, something like that, that's the why. So if that's what you're selling, you're not selling coming out to look over their HVAC unit. You're selling, I got you covered. It's on our list. It's on our schedule. We'll tell you when we're coming out. You don't have to worry about a thing. And that's what we all forget because we brag on, like Amnon could say, well, I've got these microphones, I've got these cameras, and I've got, okay. I don't know. I don't know what that means. He's got this kick-ass audio board right here. I know the three buttons that need to be up for me to talk if he had to walk away. But other than that, There's some orange knobs and some red knobs and blue knobs and white knobs. I no clue. I'm not buying that. That's not what I pay. That's
That's
not.
part of the
It
package.
is. That is. But I tell you, folks, I'm not kidding you when I tell you I come in and sit down and start talking. I'm not lying to you on that because I do. Other than give Amnon the name of the guest and the name of their company, and when they come on, they give us their phone number. That's the extent of my work. And I'd sit down and he says, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Great, I'm ready to talk and learn more about somebody I kind of know, but would love to hear their story." So that's the thing, and that's one of the neat things about BNI is we learn this. What are we really doing? There's a big difference between what you sell and what you do, right? Amnon could
Sure.
sell equipment. Yeah, that's not what he does. A lot of times you'll see interviews with people. I think more times than not, I've heard it more with athletes or somebody. They'll say, "That's what I do, but that's not who I am." Because you see all these athletes and entertainers and people. They're still parents. They just we see them a lot more, and they probably make a whole lot more money than we do. But they've got kids. They're parents. That's probably more important to them than being in a major motion picture or winning the Super Bowl. Not in that day and in that moment, but overall, would you rather have three healthy kids or a Super Bowl? Yeah, I mean, three healthy kids, right? But so that's what they do, but that's not who they are. And who you are is taking care of me. And so I don't have to worry about what you do. And we do a very poor job of getting that message across. And I think if you take a look at what you do as we ramp up and start thinking about, all right, let's close out 2023. Let's start getting some momentum going into 2024. What are the solutions you provide? Well, Amnon's solution was you just have to come in here and sit down. You don't have to touch a thing. And frankly, I don't want you touching any of my equipment. That's what he's really not saying. And I could mess up a whole lot of things, yes. But what are the solutions you provide? If you have a friend that's got a business that you refer people to, tell your friends the solutions of why are you their client? So if you're a customer, who are your vendors? Your auto insurance, your HVAC, your chiropractor, your whatever, you know? So that's one of the neat things about BNI is we develop these relationships. We get deeper and deeper and understand better what they do. Again, I go back to Herschel, the commercial realtor. He negotiated with 5 different municipalities. That's what he brings to the table for that client. That client really, really wanted that piece of land. Herschel made it happen. So would it let back before interest rates went to 7? Remember when was it yesterday they were at 2 3/4? Seems like just yesterday, right? When it was a seller's market because you could list your house, and if it was priced properly and in good shape, you'd have 8 to 10 offers. 5 of them would be cash. 4 of those would be way over the asking. You needed a realtor to negotiate for you. You didn't need a realtor. You needed a realtor with experience negotiating for you. Don't know sometimes the if Amnon and I were trying to buy a house and his deal was cash and mine was not cash, his may be better because you don't with his he doesn't have to get an appraisal. He's buying the house for that much money. He doesn't care what the appraiser says. I need the appraiser because my bank loan is
Mhm.
tied to that. Your experienced realtor will tell you that. But there may be something with his cash that my finance, who knows? But you need people that have that solution. You've negotiated, 10 of these this month? Great. Then you know what you're doing. That's what you're buying. You're not buying a realtor. You're buying somebody to negotiate 10 different offers for you on which one's the best one for you. And you may end up selling your house to the 7th highest bidder because you connected with them because they grew up in the neighborhood and they really wanted to buy that house and raise their kids in that house. That may have meant something to you, and I've heard that story from realtors before, that people buying a house will write a letter to the seller. Here's why we want to buy your house. And if you're in a position to do that, great, right?
Mhm.
But you need somebody that knows what they're doing to negotiate all that for you. That's what we buy, folks. We buy.
And you need to sell yourself
Yes.
as such. And I don't blame a lot of business people for not being able to sell themselves the right way. And that's one of the things that you learned in BNI,
Oh, yeah.
because they
Yeah.
teach you how to do the 30 seconds or the,
Yeah.
and you know what to say. You don't, I'll never forget it. Full service, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I know you don't tell
Yeah.
them what you're doing,
Yeah.
specify and all that, so people will
Yep.
know what you do.
Yep. The first business I got into BNI with was a commercial cleaning company. And where we were different, and we were higher priced, didn't mind being higher priced. And I was happy to explain that to people. But where we were different is I would come into your office at night. I've got a clean mop head and color coded rag. The red rag was for the toilet only. It cleaned the toilet, it went in the dirty bag. We didn't use that to clean your sink. So my selling point was when I come to your office to do a walkthrough to tell you why you should hire us, is my first question to you is, can you show me your janitorial closet? And you're like, sure. And you walk me over there, and my odds are good, but I'm begging for a dirty mop head in your mop bucket. 70% of the time I got it. And I would tell you that that mop head was used last night in your bathroom and in your reception area, and it's going to be used again tonight for the exact same thing. So whatever's been spread around is going to be spread around even further in your office. And that got people's attention. That's why we use one mop head for the bathroom, the red rag for the toilet, and another mop head for the uh, common area in your reception area. That was our why. And until I got to that, I was just another cleaning company. Yeah. We'll just call whoever, they're cheaper. We don't care. But I made you care because I told you why. And then the second business my brother and I had in BNI was a pest control business. And I finally learned to ask people, so on your house, do you have a back deck? Oh, yeah, we love our back. How often do you sit out there? And not much. These mosquitoes are horrible. Boom. I had my why. So now my sales pitch was, if you have this killer deck on the back of your house that you love, but you can't sit on it because of mosquitoes, call me. I can give you that time back on your deck. Phone started ringing. I didn't sell pest control. There's a reason why if you go look at commercials on TV or pictures in magazines or online, and they show people in hot tubs or swimming pools, they're smiling. That's what they're selling, not selling the pool. You see two couples or one couple sitting in a hot tub, they each have a glass of wine or a glass of champagne, and they're smiling. That's what the hot tub people are selling. It just comes in a hot tub. But the water, the price, the product is the hot tub, but that's not what we're selling. We're selling relaxation, quiet time, get away from the hustle and bustle. And then the swimming pool people show mom and dad with their 4-year-old, sitting in there, everybody's smiling, everybody's laughing. That's what they're selling. That's the why. That's what they bring to the table for you. That's what's going to change your life. Imagine sitting in your hot tub 3 times a week. And by the way, it's heated, so you can sit out there, and every now and then you'll see these hot tub ads, wintertime. I don't care. I'd sit in a hot tub in the rain, having fun. Wonderful. That's what people are selling. So what's your why? It'll go back to Amnon's point. Don't give me 9 things that you do. I don't need the other 8, probably. I might need 2 of them. I'm not going to need all 9 of them. Okay. So what's the one thing that's going to make my life better? So as you look back through, hopefully 2023 was a good year. As you look at what you can start doing for 2024 is, what truly do you want us to buy from you? why, right? If we should buy more coverage for something, why? Why do I need more coverage on my house? Why do I need coverage on, oh, I don't have any of my jewelry insured. I thought that was part of my homeowner's
Homeowner.
plan. It is, but
To
it's not right
to
to
a
a point.
limit.
Yeah. If you've got a $50,000 diamond ring, that's what I want to talk to you about. You need to have that individually covered. That's the why. So if something happens, you'll get reimbursed for that. Right? So we're not talking insurance coverage. We're talking coverage on that ring. It was a third generation ring that you hope to give to your son or daughter to whoever they marry. Give it to them. That's the why. So think about that. What do you really want us to buy from you and why? And tell us how it's going to impact us. And I think you'll start having better conversations. And if you're at a networking event, I think you'll see more people start to come up to you, and say, "Hey, Mike, we chat about that. You really got me thinking." Right? And here's my last thing for you. Don't don't give us any of those low hanging fruit lines. Like, oh, I go the extra mile for my client. Unless you put it into context, you're just bragging and boastful. Like, look at me. I can tell people I go the extra mile for my client. I don't know what that means. Now, if you're a realtor, which I have a realtor friend that did this, he had a client wanting to buy a house in the Triangle. She needed money from her mother for the down payment. Well, guess what? Her mother didn't have. Oh, she had the money. She didn't have a computer. Follow me now? Right? So RJ drove to Maryland to get the mom to sign the paper, drove back home so his client could buy her house. Now I believe you'll go the extra mile for your client. But if you say, hey, I go the extra mile for my clients, hey, we treat clients like family. Okay. Have you seen the Kardashians lately? Right? So are you the Kardashians? Are you the Cosbys? Are you the Waltons? Who are you? But man, you better put that family thing into context, because some family members don't like each other. So be very careful. And I call them low hanging fruit lines because we think they're credible. But the next networking event you go to, check out how many people throw those lines out. If you put it into context, that's what I'm buying. I'm buying a realtor. I'm hiring a realtor that will drive to Maryland, get a piece of paper signed so I can buy the house I want. That's what I'm paying for. Pay for that in a second. But I'm not paying for anybody else that goes, oh yeah, we love our clients. We treat them all like family. No, that means nothing to me. So put those, I hate those, but you got to put those in context. If you got a story to back it up, we're good. But you better tell us a story, right? Better figure out a way how to tell that thing in 30 seconds. So anyway, as you start putting together your plans for 2024, or want to finish 2023 up on a high note, what are you really selling, right? You may be selling a phone. Okay. What are you really selling? You're selling the features of the phone and what it's going to do. Right? So we can all find our competitors. We can all find that stuff. But what Amnon's selling to me is I don't have to do it. That's why I love coming back. We've developed a wonderful friendship. I look forward to Mondays at 11 a.m. as much as any other time during the week. I love this. I love the relationship. I can walk in and sit down, and I'm going to have somebody on that y'all are going to be interested in because they've got a backstory we haven't heard. That's what I bought, and that's what he sold to me. And you just come in. He laughs, says, and by the way, you can't touch any of my equipment, which I told him, don't worry. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I did touch it. So, but anyways, if you have any questions, Amnon put my email up there on the screen. Shoot me an email. I help you out, answer any questions for you on that. But what are you really selling? Right? And what are you really invested in? If you join a group, you're trying to grow a book of business, what are you doing to activate that relationship? So a couple things. But again, I have happy to talk to you about that, how we can help you. Um, thanks for the time.
Oh, I
Good
mean, this
conversation.
is great.
Yep.
This is stuff
Yep.
that I think will
Yep.
help
Yep.
a
Yep.
lot of people.
So anyways, I will see you next week. Hopefully we'll have a guest on. We'll hear another good story. But until then, see you next time on Triangle BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.